why does it work? Well, there are several different things that it does. If you tag the molecule, it does go to the hypothalamus. We know that's where the hunger and satiety centers are. And so it can act as an appetite suppressant there. It does also promote leptin gene expression. And so we know, we talked about leptin earlier as being an appetite suppressant type of effect. And we know that does stimulate, HCG does stimulate leptin expression. Also, we just mentioned the hormonal mechanism where it stimulates or co-stimulates the LH receptor. And so this is going to improve or increase relative androgenic tone in the body and progesterogenic tone to some extent in women in the body. It does see many patients that take HCG and probably this is through this mechanism, the hormonal mechanism, seem to have lean muscle that's spared. And also, in your manual is the original protocol that Dr. Simeon released. And he wrote back in the 1950s, we'll get to in a minute, a lot about why he thought this worked. And this was originally his diet plan, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But one thing he talked about was the ability of HCG to allow abnormal or very stubborn fat deposits to actually be liberated in obese patients, and therefore giving a more uniform weight loss distribution. And one particular subgroup this can be helpful for, I might bring up, is women that are pear-shaped. So often that's caused by hormonal estrogen dominance, where there's more estrogen than some of the other hormones. But they have very stubborn fat deposits in their hips and in their thighs, but many times they're very slender in their upper bodies. And in a lot of these patients, and you may have had, those of you doing weight loss may have had some of these patients in your weight loss practice, they really can become almost gaunt in their upper body and their face before those stubborn fat deposits on their hips begin to budge at all. HCG is particularly nice for someone like that because by balancing a little bit the different hormones, and many of those women again are estrogen dominant, balancing the different hormones, a lot of those stubborn fat stores, which Dr. Simeon in his protocol called abnormal fat stores, do seem to be able to be accessed and be reduced. And so the result is a more uniform weight loss and a more uniform appearance.